She got her own house. She got her own house. She got her own house.
Hey family, welcome back to my channel. So you will not believe that I am now the source of my own drama. So let's talk about it. So before I tell you all my closing drama, let me first just throw it out there that my channel will not be stopping anytime soon, okay? On my last video, I have gotten a few comments about, it's been nice getting to know you or following your journey, or thank you for your information, just different things that made me believe that people believe that my channel is now going to stop just because I'm getting ready to close on my home. But trust me, guys, do not unsubscribe. Stay subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not already, and join the family, because I'm still going to keep giving you guys information. I'm going to be showing you guys my house. I'm going to be taking you along with me as I decorate, of course, but I'm also going to keep attending the Achieve the Dream events. I'm going to keep attending the home buyers workshops. Any opportunity that I have to get my hands on additional Naca information or updates in the Facebook group, I'm going to bring those to you guys as well. Any new changes, I'm definitely going to be still plugged into the Naca process, into all things Naca, okay? So you can still remain subscribed and use me as one of your main Naca resources, because I am not going anywhere, and my prayer is that you do not go anywhere either. Now let me tell you about how I caused my own drama. So it would be too much like right for the remainder of this process to be smooth sailing with no hiccups, just based on how the past few months have been going. Of course, you all know, if you've been following my channel, about the drama with Naca back in July that unfolded, and I almost lost a home there. And then fast forward to the end of September, the beginning of this month, with my builder and their drama, and I almost lost a house there because they didn't know if they were going to be able to get me their certificate of occupancy within Naca's 14-day window that they require. And so now fast forward to me, it is my turn, okay? So this is my first home. I don't know if I've shared that with you guys before, but I've never been a homeowner before. So since this is my first home, I didn't really understand what happened at the closing table. So when you get to the closing table, you are required to either, number one, wire your funds over for your closing costs, or do a cashier's check. And I actually just got back from the bank about 30 minutes ago. I'm recording this in real time with getting my cashier's check, but let me tell you guys about the drama, okay? So I did not know this information beforehand, and I'm thankful that I got my closing disclosures about, I would say, 5 days in advance. I got them last Wednesday. Today is Monday that I'm recording this. Okay, so I got them last Wednesday. And so I was slated to close tomorrow. Long story short, I'm not closing tomorrow, but I'll get to that in a second. So, okay, so I didn't know this. So I'm calling my bank like, hey, I'm about to buy my first home. I need to, wire some money. Can I wire, X amount? I told them the amount that's on my closing documents. I need to wire this amount to the title company. And they said, oh, well, ma'am, in order to wire that much money, you're going to need to come into a branch. Okay, that would normally not be a problem, but my bank is not in the entire state of Texas, okay? This was just like a little small hometown bank that I've had since high school. So, okay, not a big deal. Let me go with plan B. Let me move all of my money into a secondary account, because Naca knows about this account already as well, so it won't cause any weird issues if they just so happen to look at my bank statements or something again. So I started writing myself checks, like actual paper checks. I actually still have a checkbook. So I wrote myself 2 checks, because they have a limit on how much you can do a mobile deposit. So I wrote myself the first check, deposited it on my phone. It went through fine. I needed to have the remaining balance put into my account as well. So the very next day, which was last Thursday, I went to the bank. I wrote a paper check, deposited it in my account. And she was like, okay, come back tomorrow. You can do a wire, or you can do a cashier's check. Here's the fees, etc., etc. So I'm thinking I'm going to go back to the bank on Friday. and set up the wire, or either get my cashier's check and be done with this whole process. So I literally get an email at 2:23 a.m., I guess late Thursday night, early Friday morning, from the bank saying that they have put a hold on my check for the remainder of my funds, and they will not be releasing them until October 31st. So of course I'm panicking, but I know that this is standard process. You know, when you write a check over a certain amount of money, especially when you don't normally have that amount of money in that account, I know it's going to get flagged. I just didn't think that it would get flagged for like 10 plus days at this point. So of course I'm panicking, like I said. And so at that point, I started Zelling myself money from my main bank account over into this other bank account. They started putting a hold on my Zelle, saying, oh, your money won't be ready until 3 business days. Mind you, this just happened on Friday. 3 business days, that would be Wednesday. I was supposed to close tomorrow. So I'm like super freaking out. Like, okay, I can't do any more mobile checks. I can't, get my paper check released. I've called, I'm on the phone with bank after bank after bank all day on Friday trying to get this sorted out. So finally, the resolution was I needed to actually wire, not Zelle, but do a paid wire transfer from my old bank to, my original bank to my secondary bank in order to get the funds, and just pray to God that they release the funds immediately. So, of course, they're charging you, like I said, for these wire transfers, and I'd never wired myself any money before, so I wanted to do a test wire. So I sent $1 to my other bank account. That cost me $30 to send it, and then my bank that I sent it to charged me an additional $15 to receive it. So it cost me $45 to send $1, but I had the peace of mind of knowing that, it was going to the right place. So after that, I sent the remaining balance, got charged another $30 to send, another $15 to receive. But thankfully, I checked my account Friday afternoon. All of the money was released. So I went to the bank first thing this morning and got my cashier's check, because here's another note. I spoke to the title company on last Thursday, I believe, and she told me that if you are writing a check, you need to get it 24, maybe even 48 hours if you can in advance, because it takes that long for the funds to be verified. So if you are supposed to close on, say a Tuesday, and you go that morning before you go to close and get a cashier's check for your closing costs, you won't be able to fund and get your keys that day, because they are going to have to hold the money in escrow until it can be verified. So just an FYI, if you are planning on getting a check for your closing costs, you need to get it a couple of days in advance. Put it in a very safe and secure place that won't get stolen, that won't get lost, because that money will be gone if you lose that cashier's check, okay? But the safest way is, of course, to do a wire, but I did not want to, because the lady told me that she did not want my money sitting in her escrow account. So that means that I would have to go to the bank that morning before I close. I'm slated to close at 9:30 a.m. And so I would have to get up and go to the bank like within 30 minutes to an hour before I close, and hope that the wire hit in time. So that would just be too much like pressure on me trying to get that taken care of, and then get over to the Naca office, because you are required to close at the Naca offices and get all of that done in time. So I opted to go today and just get a cashier's check. It was cheaper than doing a wire. And so I'm going to just take that with me and hand that over to her. But this has been a crazy past few days. But needless to say, when all of this stuff was going on Friday, I called the title company and I was like, look, this is what's going on. There's no way. This was before I got it all worked out. I was like, there's no way I'm going to have this money released by Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock, and it's Friday afternoon. So I'm going to need to push my closing date out. So in order for me to push the close date out, I had to email Naca, the Naca closing team. They had to regenerate the closing disclosures, and I had to get a new amount to get my cashier's check or do the wire for. But it was a pretty easy process. They were very accommodating. I did reach out after I got the issue resolved Friday afternoon. I was like, hey, Naca closing team, I was able to get the issue resolved. Is there any way that the date change can be canceled because I'm now ready to close on Tuesday. If not, I completely understand. I don't want to, cause any duplicate work. So they wrote me back within 30 minutes, super responsive, saying, no, let's just stick with the new close date, because at this point it's like 4:30 p.m. on a Friday. The lenders already generated the new documents. Let's just keep it where it is. I was like, perfectly fine. Thank you so much for accommodating. I look forward to closing. But just an FYI, guys, if you are going to be paying closing costs or bringing money to the closing table, because my money is for options and for buy down. Okay, because Naca does no down payment, no closing costs. So just to be clear, I am having to bring money to the table for the options that I picked out for my home and my interest rate buy down. Now, don't be like me. Go ahead and start moving money in advance. If you know that you're going to be paying your wire or your cashier's check out of a certain account, go ahead and move that money. I wish that I would have moved it months ago and just wrote an LOE to Naca and explained what was going on. That would have saved me so much heartache. And now also remember that if you are actually getting a check, you need to do it 24 to possibly, if you can, 48 hours in advance. Put it in a very safe place, because they will need to let those funds be verified before they can fund your mortgage. But that is it, guys. If I forgot anything, I apologize, but you guys know the drill. Let's jump down in the comments and let's talk about it. Do you have any crazy closing stories? Do you have any crazy stories about your bank holding your money as well? Let me know. But you guys know, please give me a subscribe and a thumbs up. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this journey. We are almost done, but again, this channel is not almost done. It's just my Naca journey is almost done. But I will see you guys in my next video, because it takes a village. Cheers.